Welcome to the Money Watch podcast. It is Thursday, March 2nd, and we are here answering financial questions, helping you make, I think, better financial decisions. I don't want to say that we're giving you like big, huge makeovers, because that's not really what we do. We are here to guide you. And we is me, Jill Schlesinger. I'm your host, and my co-host is Mark Talercio. And Mark, how are you feeling today?
Feeling pretty good. The final month of the first quarter.
Yeah, I don't love March. Just as you know, March and April, not my favorite months. I find them to be slightly depressing in New York, where it can be like sunny and then freezing. And like, I don't like that, but okay, I'm in it. And, it's exciting because, at the end of the first quarter, that time starts to tick for tax season. So that's really what's exciting for us. And if you are really getting excited about tax season, as I know you are, because you love this show, Mark, I get the most questions from nerds about the IRS is Your Friend chapter of the book. Anyway, if you're getting excited about tax season, I know you are, then you should be subscribing to our brand new service. It's called Jill on Money Live, and you're going to have access to quarterly live webinars. And our first live webinar is later this month on March 30th with Ed Slott, CPA, IRA king, and expert. He's a man. I really want to call him the father of the Roth IRA, except I believe that was Senator Roth. Ed is the guy who's like the biggest Roth IRA cheerleader in the universe. Is that right? And then you're next.
I did not know about the Roth until I met Ed. So yes.
You knew about it, but you didn't have the same passion for it.
I didn't know all of the benefits and advantages of it like I do now.
It's so great. It is so great. So anyway, check that out. It's our new subscription service called Jill on Money Live, and it's starting with webinars, but we will be adding more special content. Okay, today, let's go talk to Leslie, who's on the line from New York City. Hello, Leslie. How can we help you out today?
Hi, Jill. Thanks for taking my call. I am calling in with a few questions today, specifically related to changing jobs and a rollover, and whether or not rollover is always the best option.
Maybe
and if
not.
there's any reason I shouldn't be doing that.
No, tell us what's the impetus behind the job change. Was it like a career change or just same field, different place?
So I work in, I guess you could say, administrative. I'm an executive assistant at a high level, and I had been in one industry for a very long time, which was somewhat affected by COVID, as most industries were, and I just was ready for a change.
Okay. How old are you, Leslie?
36.
Are you partnered? Are you married? Are you single?
I am married, no children.
Okay. How old is spouse?
32.
Does your spouse work?
Yes, he does. We both work full time. He's in education technology.
How much do each of you make? What do you make in this new job?
So my salary is $125,000 per year. And I'm told that I can expect 10 to 15% bonus, but this is my first year, so I really have no idea.
Okay. Well, you don't have to count on it. Is that about what you were making previously? Similar, more, less? What's the comparison?
All in, I was making about $125,000. That's including all the bonus and overtime. So I think I'll definitely be doing better here. I just have no idea what.
But you know that at the very least, you're going to be making a guaranteed as much as you were previously making. So that's good news. How much does your husband make?
$35,000 a year.
Okay. So when you're looking at this 401k right now, are you looking at the Roth or is it a traditional?
We have the Roth option. I have always, I guess can be a part of my question. I have always tried to completely maximize my tax deductible option. So I have always done a complete before tax to my 401k. I've been maxing it out for 3 or 4 years. And I don't do any Roth at this point. Actually, I'm sorry. I do a separate Roth. Like I do $6,000 per year into my own Roth.
Okay.
But in terms of my 401k, it's all pre-tax.
Okay. Are you guys owners or renters in New York City?
Renters.
Okay. Because I'm already.
But we do have a very affordable, pretty cheap rent.
Tell me. I have like rent envy. Tell me.
So we have a rent stabilized apartment, very large, light filled, all the real great things, great, super, that we don't have any interest in leaving. And our rent is below $2,000. Like it won't reach $2,000 for at least 4 more years at the rate that's the allowed rate of increase. So it's a great setup.
Amazing. Amazing. And so you're obviously going to stay there as long as you can?
Yes, because it allows us to save.
It's amazing. That's great. Okay, so let's talk. You said you have an old retirement plan. Is it still at the old 401k right now?
Yes, with Fidelity.
Okay, how much is in there?
$106,000.
Okay. And your new retirement account, your new 401k, where is that? What is the company that is the sponsoring company?
It's called Empower.
Okay. And what about your husband and his $35,000? Is he part of a school pension, or is he working for a company that serves educational institutions?
Yes, he's working for a company that serves educational institutions. They actually serve many different, even enterprise businesses, but he's on the Department of Education account and sort of an IT technical company.
Uh-huh.
And he's eligible for the 401k.
Okay. And how much does he put into that 401k?
Last year, we just did our taxes. So his contribution, I believe, was a little bit over $2,000. But when I did the math, that comes to about 12% that he's contributing. So it didn't seem too bad of a percent based on his income.
Okay, that's fine. Before you left your other job, were you maxing out?
Yes.
You were. Okay, got it. In addition to your 401k savings that you guys have, how else have you been saving? Because you just said, on our 160,000 or so with our low rent, we're able to save quite a bit of money. Where else are you saving?
I contribute the max to a Roth IRA every year. I also max a health savings account every year.
Oh, that's good. That's great.
Yes. So I do those three. I have a individual brokerage account that I opened just to put some after-tax money in. I never really got very disciplined with that. I have about $1,300 in it. I don't even really know why I opened that. And then I don't have.
Wait, I just want to go back.
Because once
to the HSA, are you making the family max contribution? So like last year, that would have been 73. It's just for yourself only, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's like whatever, 3650 or something, or now it's 3850.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. The balance of my HSA total is around 9,500 right now in the investments.
How much is in the Roth IRA right now?
18,000.
Okay. So let me just make sure I got it all. So we got 106 in the old 401k. You're going to start the new 401k. Your husband's got a couple $1,000s in the 401k through work. You've got 18,000 in your Roth, your 9,500 in your HSA, 1,300 in your brokerage account. And does your husband have any Roth assets?
Yes, he has a Roth IRA that he just opened and maxed this year. So the balance is $6,000. And then he has a cash savings balance probably of $2,000 now that he opened the Roth.
Okay. And just your plain safety net money, what do you got there?
Mine is not much. That's what I felt like I'm going to be scolded about here. Mine is like 1,200 total. And I feel like I'll be scolded here, but in my mind, I always consider my HSA to be a bit of my emergency fund because I know that it's tax advantage where I won't be taxed if I do have to take it out for an emergency. And for the most part, I consider any emergency that could happen, like 99% would be a health emergency, right? Like it might not be, but
I like that you really talked yourself through this as opposed to just saying like, maybe it'd be smarter for me to just save some money in a dumb account, but okay, I'm with you.
Right. Well, also my husband, he was sort of his cash savings, which up until recently was about $8,000 was sort of what I considered our emergency fund. But then we said, let's get that invested. So we do have very little cash right now. And that's something that I definitely know needs to be a priority building up because people say, 6 to 8 months and we're in an interesting job market and we don't have any cash. So
let me ask you something. What do you estimate your monthly expenses to be?
Probably around $4,000 or so dollars.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit higher.
Maybe. Let's say 5, because whenever someone says 4, Mark, just always estimate 5.
Let's do 5. Yes.
Okay. And so you got plenty of money to live on. So you said that your first question was about the rollover, right? And the question is,
Yes.
should you move the rollover? So the old account is at Fidelity. I mean, you don't have to roll it over. Are they allowing you to just keep it in the old 401k?
Yes, they said that I can keep it in the old 401k, and the reason that I even really asked is I just love everything to be as simple and streamlined as possible. And I have most of my accounts. We have another joint investment account, which I didn't mention to you before. And even the cash savings that I have is all with Fidelity. So I do like that it's all right there and it's
Yeah.
streamlined. But at the end of the day, it's not a big deal to move it over.
Nah, it's fine. I mean, the only thing you could potentially do is if you want it to be outside of the 401k and roll it over into an IRA rollover at Fidelity, you could do that. But I would just keep it. As long as they don't care, I don't care. I absolutely would just keep it there. I think the other question that I would have is, I mean, I would like Mark to just go and give his basic plea for you to be using the Roth option for your new 401k. So, Mark, would you like to make that plea or would you not like to make that plea?
I mean, I would like to make that plea, but so you plan on maxing out your 401k pre-tax, you're doing your Roth IRA. What does that leave you? What does that leave you with on a monthly basis?
I take home, I just started the new job, but I think that I'm going to be taking home after because my 401k is 19% of my pay that, is taken before tax. And then my HSA, I think I'll take home about $6,000. And then after expenses, I do have like around 1,000. And right now I live by the budgeting method of just making sure that I've saved all my money and then doing whatever with the rest. So the extra $1,000, I don't really 100% keep track of where it goes. It's just we go out to dinner, we see friends, things like that. I just make sure that I've saved diligently in my investments before.
So it's about $1,000 a month. So I mean, if she changes to Roth, she's going to lose that $1,000. So maybe I would do, if you can, maybe try and do half pre-tax and half Roth. See how the paycheck looks. See if you can swing that. I mean, it would be great if you could do Roth, but I don't want you to do all Roth because then that's just going to eat up your free cash flow.
Does your husband have a Roth option or not?
I would have to double check. I believe he does.
I mean, we could just like start small, Mark, and say, let's have him do a Roth and then have her layer that on top. And then in the meantime, I'd love her to build up the savings. If it's easy to do it, like switch his 401k to a Roth, and maybe for you, you can do, maybe half. Although, like, if it's a little bit less, if you're like, let me start with 4% or 5%, like, go slow. Do you guys have estate documents?
No, we don't. But that is something that we have sort of just created an emergency document where we now have each other's passwords and we know about all the accounts and where everything is. And we are making sure that the estate documents get done in the next few weeks.
Okay, great. Congratulations. You'll feel very,
Thank you.
You'll feel very virtuous for doing that. Do you guys have any other debt at this point in your lives? I mean, do you have a car since your apartment is basically paid for by the city of New York? Do you have anything else like debt associated with something else that's fun and exciting?
No debt, no car. I could see someday potentially wanting to get a car, but right now, just no. And
no student loans.
My husband.
No, nothing.
I don't have a student loan. My husband has $32,000. He was actually at the income-based repayment plan of 0 ever since he, graduated college and had to start paying the loan. And we looked into it, and somebody actually even called him from Navient and said, as long as he continues to pay 0 and recertify his paperwork, that after 10 more years, because I think he's been 10 years so far, then it will be forgiven because he will have made the 10 consecutive payments, which I never thought 0 counted for, but it does. So
that's amazing. That's all right, good.
I know.
If it's keep an eye on that. I always get worried about like rules changing and all that, but it sounds like you were in before any of this stuff started. Okay, so you have your game plan. You're going to leave the old 401k alone, right? You're going to keep putting money away. You're going to maybe nibble on a Roth for you and for your husband, for your 401ks, and you're going to build up those emergency reserves because an HSA really is not the same thing as an emergency reserve fund. As much as I like that reasoning, no, I don't think so. And you're getting paid on cash now. So why not, really? I mean, there's no downside to it. In fact, before you have money in brokerage account, I really would prefer that you would have your nice, $30,000 is what you're telling me. Monthly expenses are $5,000, 6 times 5. You see how I do that math? Just like that. That's it. And, it doesn't have to be wildly efficient, but it should be there for you. Okay.
There we go. I have a goal of $30,000 emergency fund.
Leslie in New York City, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Okay, if you, like Leslie, need some help, all you need to do is go to our website, jillonmoney.com. Click the Contact Us button. You fill out the form, but at the end of the form, it says, do you want to come on the air? Come on the air live with us. It's so much better if you come on the air live. And while you're on the website, lots of fun things you can do. You can sign up for the free weekly newsletter. You can buy my book, The Great Money Reset. You can read all of the great content that's up on that site. It kind of mixes up every so often. Check it out. It's so much fun. And Mark and Karen do an amazing job. And when I say Mark and Karen, let's do that show close right now, because Mark is not just the co-host of this program. He's not just the executive producer. He kind of runs my life. Karen Kranick is our web queen, and we are distributed by Paramount Global. We drop episodes Tuesdays and Thursdays. And so we encourage you to subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. And we also encourage you to do something nice for someone else today. It really makes that person will feel good. You will feel good. It's kind of good juju all around. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next week.